His talent was to turn a simple tale, with a few elegant turns of phrase, into a moment of recognition, a point of connection, of collective experience, to be shared and savored by so many.
This is a story about the owner. Mrs. Genter has been in horse racing since 1939. Some of you might remember that was the year they made Gone with the Wind and we started World War II. 51 years and wins her first Kentucky Derby today. How sweet. And I think there must be a lesson for all of us somewhere in that.
He made it not just about the X's and the O's and the numbers and the stats, but about the human drama. And he was singularly great in that regard.
So come, America, let's follow these butcher, bakers, and candlestick makers, these grandmothers and truck drivers and lawyers and teachers, as they run through this urban landscape and brighten it up for just a few moments because they're facing up to the great challenge of their quest.
He just could get in there and understand what was the heartbeat of a sport, and then had the magical way of being able to communicate that to the guy in the living room.
Jack Whittaker's unique take on the world was first heard over the radio in Pennsylvania in 1947. He made his television debut 3 years later, and in 1961, his network career began at CBS. Comfortable and so capable, as a host, reporter, and play-by-play man, he covered many memorable events, none more inspiring in his estimation than Big Red's run at the 1973 Belmont Stakes.
He's had the roses, the daisies, the carnations. He'll get anything he wants now. Across his withers, 31 lengths is the official margin of victory by Secretariat.
In 1982, Whittaker broadened his horizons when he joined ABC's Wide World of Sports and added Olympic stories to his repertoire.
There it is. She did it. 10, the gold medal. The gold medal goes to Mary Lou Retton.
His role as a broadcaster certainly was one of versatility. We had the Triple Crown, we had golf, we had the Olympics, and Jack became an integral player in all those events for us.
Canada, oh Canada, you are a hat trick, a Grand Slam home run, and I think we ought to keep meeting like this for many more years to come. Jim?
He was more poet than a reporter, with the human condition his beat and the written word his instrument.
My memory of his essays is pretty simple. Oh my God, I wish I could write like that.
Nobody designed this golf course. Nobody with a pencil and $2 million and 5 bulldozers. This was made by nature. It comes out of the ground. It was done with wind and rain and sun and the help of a few sheep. And so while to most Americans and other people, it's not love at first sight at St. Andrews. St. Andrews' old course is like a dry martini, an acquired taste. And as such, it remains with you forever.
I always have great admiration for people like William Buckley, Winston Churchill, and Jack Whittaker for the great command of the English language.
Pegasus has disappeared somewhere into the mist.
Sports were his subject, but his objective was to convey and evoke emotion.
New faces crowd on the scene. The ice maidens of the figure skaters are here. The often volcanic Alberto Tombo has arrived, and so has Wayne Gretzky and the enforcers of the NHL. Will they go gentle into these last days of Nagano? Well, if so, these games will be remembered not for the weather, not for the controversies, but for the best reason of all, the athletes. And they will be remembered with a smile and a bow.
With the utmost respect and gratitude, the American Sportscasters Association Hall of Fame inducted Jack Whittaker in 1997.
I just thought Jack was one of the classy people that I've known in my broadcasting career, and I think he elevated the entire profession just by his presence.
I know that a Kentucky Derby without an essay from Jack Whittaker would be like a day without sunshine or a mint julep without bourbon. Here's Jack.
Thank you, Jim, very much.
Everything that's done now on TV, in anything, in any sport, he would be the pioneer of that. He was the way that we should all still be doing what we do in television sports because he did it the right way.
Jack Whittaker leaves a legacy of journalistic television excellence. And I can only hope that future commentators in decades and eons to come would look at Jack Whitaker as the ultimate journalist and study him as among the greatest storytellers that was ever doing sports television.